Hello, everyone. Dr. Nicole here, and with me today is the amazing Dr. David Silverman. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
It's
you
good to be
for
here.
thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here. I appreciate it. So for the past few months, I have been using an amazing system that I have come to discover some pretty substantial results in my own life. Overall, I've had just better recovery, less muscle soreness. I've seen a lot of improvement in my skin tone and texture, and even with chronic fatigue. And I just have so much more energy now overall. And because of that, I decided to start sharing it with some of my patients in the practice because I never recommend things to my patients that I myself haven't tried and thoroughly tested out. And when I started seeing some great results in patients as well, I thought, okay, maybe it's not all in my head. Like there's really something here. Because I was seeing patients that were dealing with lifelong debilitating headaches that were now headache free and living a much more vibrant life. So I wanted to host Dr. Silverman here to help kind of break it down and share with you all a bit more about this really simple yet effective ASEA system that I have really come to fall in love with. And Dr. Silverman has been on the medical board of ASEA for 13 years, which I was intrigued they even had a board to begin with. That was a big thing that caught my attention. But before we really dive in to that part, Dr. Silverman, I'd love if you could just tell us a little bit more about yourself and your background.
Sure, Nicole, thank you. And I really appreciate the fact that you vetted this yourself and tested it. Some doctors get very, very fast results and they start sharing it immediately. And I love that they do, but they never really share it with their patients until they have seen results with it. And fortunately, as you know, there's some very quick way for people to know that it's real. And in your type of practice, and there's a chiropractor on the medical board with me. My background is foot surgery, actually. I don't practice anymore. I'm 60, just turned 63, but I feel like I'm in my 20s because of this product. I mean, it just helps you live younger, longer. But doctors have reputations, and they need to protect their reputations. And you get to a point where you feel obligated. And you and I were just talking, you feel obligated to share this. And that's the way I felt too. I'm obligated to make people aware of it. But I looked at this initially 13 years ago. My dad was ill. You say it's a system. That's a good way to use this. To term this, it's a system. My dad was ill. He had a very grave issue, type of issue no one wants to hear they have in any part of their body, whether it's their prostate or their breast or their lung. So I took investigating this very seriously for him, not me. I was 50 at that point. But the concept behind this product, which is very unique, it's not a medicine, it's not a nutritional, it's all about the human cell. And if our cells are healthy, we're healthy, right? So if you have headaches, it's because there's something cellular that's going on. If your joints hurt, it's because there's something in your joints, the cells of your joints. If you have blood sugar problems, it's the cells in your pancreas. And if your cells are healthy, we're healthy. And we're much healthier when we're younger. And that's what this whole thing is tied to. I'm sure we'll talk about it here in a second. But it's just a miraculous breakthrough. And once I saw what it did, I referred people to my friend who introduced it to me. It was not a doctor, she was an interior decorator. But I saw she looked so much younger. And when she brought it to me, and I said, here, I'll send you people. And they all kept coming back to me over weeks and months saying, thank you, thank you. All kinds of issues, mood issues, blood sugar issues, sleeping issues, joint issues, back issues. And eventually I flew out to the FDA registered production facility to see where they make it, how they make it, and who are the people that are bringing this to the world. And I said, I want to be involved. So I'm on the medical board of the company. It's a volunteer position. I'm kind of a liaison to kind of help explain what we're going to do here a little bit, just real briefly, what it is and how it works. But thank you for asking me to do this with you. I think it's a wonderful service you're providing for your patients.
I appreciate it. And you mentioned, several things. And being a chiropractor, of course, I see patients with neck and back pain, but I'm also very holistically minded, and I majority of my patient base are women, really. So we see all kinds of things that come into the office, from just hormone balances and just that kind of dragging, fatigue feeling, and it can really end up being a wide range. So, would you say this is a product that can be beneficial for those individuals?
All I say to people, let me ask you a question. When you were younger, did you have these problems? Did you have more energy when you were younger? Yes. Did you sleep better? Probably yes. Did you have hormonal problems? No. Did you have joint problems? No. As we get older, we see things happen. Now, there are children that have issues, and children can use this product. And let me just show you. There's the liquid version that you probably have sitting there, and here's the gel version of it. What's unique about this is that it's not a medicine. It's something that our cells make. It's called redox signaling molecules. I'm not going to get deep into it. I can give you references. I created a website that's very simple, gettingyoungerclub.com, gettingyoungerclub.com, and there are videos explaining it. And I don't have any contact information on me. They're going to contact you about this, but it's called redox molecules. And as you're watching this, as you're sitting in the waiting room watching this, your cells are making this. Your cells make it, but you made it a lot more when you were younger. So when I was 10, I made this much. At puberty, we start producing less. It's produced in our mitochondria. I produced less than when I was 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I'm 63. I'm producing this much of this, even if I wasn't drinking it. But I drink this, and it raises my levels up to what they were when I was younger. And what it does is it enhances signaling. It makes it so the body can hear when there's a problem, so the body's repair systems can repair the problem. If the immune system can't hear that there's a problem, it can't respond to it. It's like calling 911 without a good signal. No one's coming. The house is burning down, but no one's coming because there's no signal. If there's good, it amplifies signaling. Now, the type of things you were talking about, you started with neck and back problems. I know that you'll do this on all your patients. You probably are. It's a 10-minute test if they're hurting. And all it takes is 10 minutes, right? And it makes your adjustments easier, but it also, they're generally in 10 minutes, the patient's like, well, gosh, I don't even know if I need an adjustment, or I barely need an adjustment. That's amazing. Or maybe you're not adjusting, their finger, their hand hurts. You find if anybody that's hurting, when you talk to Dr. Stewart, tell her what the level of discomfort is on a scale of 1 to 10. And it may be your toe, it may be your back, it might be a menstrual cramp, it could be what you're there for, right? And maybe it's multiple areas, and do this 10-minute test. This stuff is made from saline. Your body makes this from saline. This is patented, this intellectual property, and it's not salt water anymore. There's a video at gettingyoungerclub.com that you can watch while you're sitting there if you want explaining it. But the gel version of it's pretty cool. It's marketed for anti-aging. I can show you some pictures of what it does for wrinkles, right? And it works for cellulite. It's proven it works. But it's clear, and there's no smell, and there's no greasiness. I'm putting it on my face. Now, you're sitting in that office. You probably don't care about wrinkles right now. You're there because you're hurting. But rate your level of discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10. You shake this up, and you put it on, not once, not twice, but 3 times in the first 5 minutes. Remember, it's a 10-minute test, but in the first 5 minutes, you're going to shake it. You're going to put it on. You rate your discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, whether it's your shoulder, your back, whatever it is. You can be skeptical. It's fine, because I know what you're going to see. 90% of the time, I know what you're going to see. So does Dr. Stewart. But put it on 3 times in 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes, reassess wherever areas you put it on. What's the level now? And it stuns 9 out of 10 people very quickly. And what it does is it shows you that there's something very significant here. If you go online like I did when I looked at it for my dad, if I believe the negative stuff, people saying, oh, it's salt water, it's a scam, I might have walked away. And I don't know that my dad would have lived another 13 years, honestly, if I had ignored this. So for discomfort, do that test. But the longer you're drinking this, the less you need that for discomfort. It's just that it's pretty cool. But if your patient population, if mainly women, the issues that women really love about it is the anti-aging. I can show you pictures, but mood regulation. The body wants to be in balance, and hormones is a big thing in balance, cortisol levels and so forth. if the body can't hear that it's out of balance, then it stays out of balance. If you amplify signaling, then it can get back to where it's supposed to be. So we always say, live younger. Would you like to live younger longer? We're not really allowed to say you'll live longer, though I know what this does. So we're not allowed to make medical claims about this. But it is a breakthrough of enormous proportions. And it's so easy for someone to validate it while they're sitting in your office. There's something significant here. And then we have a whole education system in place for people to learn more. In fact, can I share one thing with them real quickly?
Please.
Let me share one thing, Dr. Stewart. So that's my dad. He was the reason I looked at this initially. That was taken last year, and my brother Guy. But there's a website I put together called gettingyoungerclub.com, and it looks like this. And you can look at it on your phone. Specific interests, right? Like the 6 most common reasons why people take the time to look at this. It's 6 minutes. The times are on here. What are redox molecules? This is a cool little cartoon at 7 minutes. How do they work in the body? 10 minutes. Instant proof. That's what I just told you with the gel. Is it just salt water? Okay. And then how is it made? There's a I'll come back to number 7. Number 8 is how is it made? It's a tour through the FDA registered production facility, how they make it. Why it's marketed through word of mouth, why it's not marketed through drug reps or advertisers. It's a remarkable story. It's called The Genesis of ASEA at 16 minutes. And then the rest of this is really about the opportunity side of it. There's a way for people to get their product for free by just sharing it and being a good person. I'm not going to go into that here. What I want to show people here, Dr. Stewart, is this. So when it says, what about my issue? Okay. So you talked about women, right? Issues. When you click it, it takes you to a site, and you need a password, and you can privately give this to them, Nicole, the password. But when you come here, these are videos, short videos, 5, 10, 11 minutes of people sharing what happened with them. And there's a tutorial video here, and this is translated into 28 languages, actually. Watch the tutorial video and then come over here. And you look at these categories, okay? So let's say it's back discomfort, okay? You click it, and it sorts through the hundreds of stories and pulls the ones that are just back, right? Let's say it's sleeping problems. Click sleep. That's a big one, right? And just watch these people's stories. It's pretty remarkable. Let's say you know someone who's losing their memory, who's a little bit older. You don't see that in young people. Click memory, right? Number 9 is one I loved for people to watch. Let's say somebody gets a scary diagnosis, and they're really, really frightened by it. Click immune function. And these are all immune issues, but number 55 is pretty powerful. But maybe somebody's got an immune problem. Maybe they have a child on the spectrum. This crosses the blood-brain barrier, and children on the spectrum generally have a problem with their mitochondria and their gut. Just go listen to these parents sharing what happened with them. And when you click it, it's a video. So you're looking at this mom sharing what was going on in her household with her child who was on the spectrum, and what happened with the product. It's an excellent resource. So long answer to your question.
Wonderful. Thank you. And if someone was a bit apprehensive about, or maybe just on the fence of whether or not they should give this a try, I'm wondering if maybe it'd really, help them. Is there anything in particular that you would want to say to them?
Yeah. First of all, you have nothing to lose here. Let's talk about, forget there's a money back guarantee for 30 days. So you get all your money back. You don't like it. You don't see something. It's not like your miracles. Not everybody has a miracle in 30 days with the liquid. With the gel, you'll know. Put it on 10 people that are hurting, and watch what happens 3 times in 5 minutes. It's very simple. But it's the safety that I love. When I wrote prescriptions for years, I had to worry about 3 major things writing prescriptions. One, Mrs. Jones comes in. First thing I have to know is, Mrs. Jones, are you allergic to any medications? Because at the end of the visit, if I write her a prescription, it's the wrong one, I could kill her, right? The wrong antibiotic, or it could, and I have to say, Mrs. Jones, are you taking any medications? Right? Because I could write a prescription that could interact or weaken or strengthen her medication and cause a problem. And three, I have to know the dosage of the medication that I write, because if I write it for too high of a dosage, she could overdose. It's going to overload her kidney or liver. If she takes too much of it, it'll kill her. Every medicine will kill you if you take too much of it. There's a lethal dose on every medicine. This is not a medicine. It's a breakthrough. And that's why when you watch the Genesis video at that site, gettingyoungerclub.com, you see why the founders of this company, this biotech company, turned down the offer from the pharmaceutical company. Pharmaceutical companies don't want people well. They don't want them staying well. If people are well, they don't need medicines. Thank God we have medicines. But I think, you're in the same belief that I am, that 90% of people that take medicines don't have to take pharmaceuticals. There's something natural out there it's not toxic, that could help them, but doctors aren't educated on those things, so they write prescriptions. That was me. I was brainwashed into just doing that. So let's talk about this. You cannot be allergic to it. It's in you already. It's made from saline. It does not interfere with medications. People baseline everything in their health, and they keep taking their medications when they do this and see what happens, right? They could observe themselves. And three, there's no toxicity. Most people drink between 4 and 8 ounces a day. 4 ounces a day, it's about a bottle a week. I drink 8 ounces a day. It's 2 bottles a week. But if I feel sick or I feel like I'm getting something, I'll drink the whole bottle. I speak all over the world. I went to Asia last February. At 62 years old, I took 17 flights in 27 days, speaking multiple times every day. I couldn't afford to get sick. We can't claim this prevents things, but the immune system needs signaling. And so I'm going to be on planes and people coughing and hacking and viruses. And I'm like, well, it can't hurt me. So I'm drinking a bottle a day. The point is, it's as safe as water. It comes with a money back guarantee. There's just no risk to it.
Wonderful. What has been your favorite result or experience when it comes to ASEA?
Well, look, I'll share my screen. There's some fun experiences, right, that are kind of fun. Like watching people get younger. Just look at this, Rosie, look at this. At 84, people age and they think, well, this is what happened to my mother and my grandmother. This is what's going to happen to me. And look, she got on the product, and look at the change in this woman, the vitality, the skin, the energy, the glow. That's a fun thing. And it's fun. And you say, what's the most dramatic? Let's see what else. Here's another fun one that's just a side benefit. It's not the most dramatic, but this is cellulite. It's proven, studies prove it works for cellulite. It's quite remarkable. Okay. We can't make any medical claims, but self-image, pimples don't kill anybody, but it's a self-image that sometimes people go into a shell. And we just say, take pictures of your skin, whether it's a skin condition, and just use the product, drink it and put it on your skin and watch what happens. But as far as the most dramatic favorite things about this, honestly, Nicole, being in wellness now and knowing there's a better way, and using medicine for crisis situations, Western medicine for crisis situations, they're natural things. I love the fact that I shared this, how to validate this, because there's so many people that have closed minds and they don't realize they have power. They have potential to be a lot better, stronger, live younger, longer. The fact that I can do this on 10 people that are hurting, and I know that 9 of the 10 people are going to say, how did it do that? And it opens their mind. So they start investigating this very seriously, and they take it serious. They start thinking of people they love that have issues and say, I wonder but they investigate it. And so the most important things obviously are very serious issues that people are like, God, thank you so much. Children, especially children that have issues, and I see what it does. And the parents are just so grateful. And I feel like, God, thank God I got through to the parent to listen, because I can't talk to a kid about getting on this product, right? It's not that, it's the parent is the gatekeeper. It's just very gratifying to go through life doing this. And I love being a foot surgeon. I was board certified. I own my own practice, my own surgery center. I went into medicine because I wanted to help people. I didn't really want to deal with life and death, so I chose foot and ankle. I never thought I'd be able to have this kind of impact in the world. And, and to think I was told about this by an interior decorator, not a doctor. Anybody can share this. We create a ripple effect. We come to know it's real. We share it with people. They're fascinated, stunned. They share it with people. They share it with people. And all these people get helped, all because you shared it with the people that you know. And it's just a cool thing, really cool.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing this. I really appreciate all this information that you brought. And for those of you watching, if you have any questions or you would like to get your hands on some of this amazing technology, all you have to do is ask. I'm here for you. Thank you again, Dr. Silverman.
You bet, Dr. Stewart. Thank you so much.